of the biggest time management problems that people come to me with are often confused with one another. Overload and overwhelm. So the first thing I want to do is to distinguish clearly between the two of them, because there are very different solutions to each. So let's have a look. Overload first. Now, overload is an objective status. Overload is quite simply having more work to do than you have time and resources available for. Consequently, you're overloaded if the resources you have and the time available do not allow you to meet your entire workload to the standard required. Overload is a fact. Overwhelm, on the other hand, is a purely subjective status. Overwhelm is a feeling, an emotion, and it's a stress response. We feel overwhelmed when we perceive the workload to be greater than we can handle with the time and resources we've got available to us. It's a purely subjective thing, and we know that this is the case because I'll bet that you, watching this, can sit and reflect that there have been times when you have been massively overloaded and yet thought, you know what, I'll roll up my sleeves and I'll get on with it, and you have felt no sense of overwhelm, you've just felt energised by the need to dive in. You've known that you're genuinely overloaded, but you're going to deal with it anyway. And yet, there have been other times, haven't there? There have been times where you felt totally overwhelmed by all the work you have to do. It's getting you down. Maybe you've had a bad experience recently and that's weighing on your mind. Maybe your emotional state is depressed. Maybe your physical state is repressed. You're tired. You're emotional. And a relatively small amount of work has still left you feeling overwhelmed. With the benefit of hindsight, you know you could have handled that, or you should have been able to handle that with ease. There wasn't that much to do. It's just that something about the work itself, something about your situation, left you feeling stressed and overwhelmed. So overwhelm is a subjective state, and therefore the response to it is the response that we need to make to any stress situation. It's about restoring control. In the next video, I'll talk about the overwhelm routine. And it's a routine because when you're stressed and you're overwhelmed, too much blood flows to the back and the inside of your brain, which deals with your emotional responses. And there's not enough left for the rational thinking that takes place at the front of your brain. Consequently, when you're like this, you're not good at making decisions, you're not resourceful about dealing with complex problems. What you need is a simple routine to follow, and that will be our overwhelm routine. It's towards the end of this program of videos that I'll talk about the solution to overload, the toughest time management problem of all. It's the toughest time management problem because overload is an objective state of having too much to do. But there is a solution, so hang on in.